Well, it all started with a cardboard box on top of a wardrobe and a little old lady. My mother was working as a care assistant with elderly people who were wanting to be cared for in their own home rather than in nursing homes. And one day this frail little old lady said to my mother, "Please get that box down from on top of the wardrobe," which my mother did. And she said, "Please will you make sure that it goes to your eldest daughter? It's meant to be for her." And so my mother said, "Well, what is it?" And this little old lady said, "It's my witch's ball." Now, this little old lady didn't know that my mother had an elder daughter, and I certainly wasn't a witch at the time, so it's quite an interesting way to start my witchy journey, if you understand what I mean, before I even knew it had begun. So my mother duly gave me this witch's ball, which was 10 years before I was actually initiated as a witch. So she knew something that I didn't, this dear little old lady, but I treasure that and I still have it today. So 10 years later, I'm pootling around in Somerset, and I put an advert up for the work that I was doing at the time, which was as an animal healer. And I did the design myself for the poster with some symbols that I'd had dreams about, and I just thought they were nice, pretty symbols, so I put them on the poster. And I suppose, a couple of weeks later, I got a telephone call, and the telephone call was a high priest. And he said, "I hope you don't mind me calling you, but do you know the meaning of the symbols on your poster?" And I said, "Well, no, I dreamt them." And he said, "Would you like to know?" And I said, "Well, all right then." He said, "Well, let's meet for coffee in town." So I met him for coffee in town, and he explained to me that they were witchcraft symbols, and that he was a high priest and would, if I was interested, he was happy to initiate me into witchcraft. And so that is how I became a witch. It all started with a wardrobe.